You wake not because you chose to, but because the dream rotted. The lullaby of your culture curdled on your tongue. The comfort you once kissed like a lover now lies as a corpse across your chest. Hear me now. You were not born to be agreeable. You were born to be volcanic, to erupt, to scatter ash upon the temples of the tame. You are not made in the image of God. You are the God that was forgotten when men built clocks and called them commandments. Look around. The city moans in sleep. Its people walk like embalmed prophets, their eyes glazed with the milk of obedience. They cue, they nod, they thank their captors with 5-star ratings. They wear chains forged in the forges of politeness and progress. But you have begun to itch beneath the skin of things. That itch is the birth of the lion. Do not seek balance. Balance is the virtue of corpses. Seek the wound that bleeds truth. Seek the contradiction that sets you ablaze. Real discipline is not a cage, it is the sacred mutilation of everything false within you. It is not moderation, not humility, not virtue. It is war against the part of you that still kneels. You have been lied to in lullabies. They told you discipline was denial. No, discipline is defiance with form. It is the structure that holds the tempest. It is the blacksmith's anvil, not the sermon. It does not ask if you are happy, it asks if you are becoming. Becoming the sacred fire of it. You are not a noun, you are a forge. Every breath you take is a strike of the hammer, and if it does not ache, it does not count. Growth without agony is theater. Liberation without fire is a lie. They will call you mad when you begin to speak the language of storms. Let them. Let them tremble in their safety nets. You were not born for consensus. You were born to howl through the centuries, to unmake tradition with your footsteps, to cast down every should and sculpt your own commandments in ash. They will not understand your silence, your solitude, your standards carved from granite. They will call you cruel, but cruelty is what the unawakened call clarity. You do not bend not because you hate them, but because you have heard the voice of your future self roaring through time, and it said, "Do not crawl to meet me, burn your way here." Real discipline is not about saying no, it is about saying yes to something higher than convenience. It is about choosing the mountain over the meadow, the storm over the breeze, the furnace over the featherbed. You do not seek peace. You seek the sacred friction that shapes gods. Comfort is a crypt, and many are buried smiling. But not you, not now. The hunger has returned, the ancient, sacred hunger, the kind that split the heavens with fire, the kind that made Prometheus steal flame and laugh through his punishment, the kind that made the desert prophets scream into the void and call it home. You are not improving, you are transfiguring. The caterpillar does not become better, it becomes impossible. The eagle is not an optimized pigeon, it is a rejection of ground. And oh, the world will ache to drag you down. They will seduce you with praise, numb you with therapy, distract you with virtue. They will whisper, "Be balanced, be kind, be safe." But safety is the art of dying quietly. You must not go quietly. You must rise like myth, like vengeance long awaited, like the dream that refused to be tamed. You must wield your discipline like a flaming sword, not against others but against the multitude of yous that never dared. You must become the father of your own standard, the mother of your own agony. You must give birth to yourself 1,000 times each time more dangerous, more beautiful, more alone. This is not the way of the content. This is the way of the crucified Creator. You want freedom? Then tear out every part of you that begs to be liked. You want truth? Then betray the comfort that keeps you tame. You want meaning? Then let your blood become ink and rewrite the commandments on your own bones. No one is coming to save you, because you are the one meant to resurrect, not from sin, but from mediocrity, not into heaven, but into sovereignty. You are not a mistake waiting to be fixed. You are a challenge thrown at the gods themselves, a defiant howl against cosmic indifference. Do not discipline yourself to be accepted. Discipline yourself to be inevitable. You will lose friends. You will lose your name. You will lose the ability to sleep soundly beneath the lullabies of the herd. But you will gain something else, something terrible and holy. You will gain the silence of the sovereign. The silence that does not seek approval. The silence that carries storms in its chest. You are not here to cope. You are here to conquer yourself. You are here to carve altars from your own spine. You are here to make the gods jealous of your refusal to kneel. So, rise. Let the world misname you. Let them say you are too much, too intense, too proud. They speak from graves they mistake for gardens. But you are the discipline of the cosmos remembering itself. You are the fire that refines, not the fear that shrinks. You are the last scream before the new dawn. And you will not be forgiven for it. You will not be applauded. You will not be understood. But you will be free. Then hear this, O trembling soul. Everything you've called identity was a costume stitched by your jailers. You wore your trauma like a uniform. You called your obedience wisdom, but the truth rattles in your bones like a caged god. It does not whisper, it howls. And it howls for birth. Do not pity yourself. Pity is the narcotic of the spiritually castrated. Instead, look at your reflection and break it. Smash the mirror until all the pieces cut you anew. Then build your face from the blood. This is the face the world fears, the face of the one who no longer seeks permission. And when they come because they will with soft hands and dead eyes, asking you to return to your cage of smiles and schedules, show them your scars like scripture, speak to them in the tongue of thunder, tell them, I have eaten from the tree that bears the fruit of fire, and I will not go back to vegetables. The masses do not fear evil. They fear the unapologetically alive. They fear the man who walks as if eternity bends with his step. They fear the woman who does not ask to be heard, but whose silence makes kings tremble. Be that terror. Oh, yes, be the heretic of your own bloodline. Break the inheritance. If your ancestors were slaves to fear, then you must be the betrayal they never dared to imagine. Let your lineage end with you and begin again with fire. Refuse inheritance. Refuse comfort. Refuse the morality of insects. You are not a child of safety. You are a storm sent backward through time, here to rupture the hypnosis of your era. You were not born to adjust. You were born to devour what no one else can swallow. Responsibility for your own soul, not your career, not your persona, not your curated digital altar. Your soul. If that word scares you, good. Let it. That terror is sacred. That is your map. That is the point where thought ends and myth begins, where philosophy bursts into flame and becomes prophecy. Walk toward that edge. You are the edge. And every morning you wake up and return to the rituals of the half-dead scroll. Obey. Sedate. You crucify your own resurrection. But there is still time. While your lungs still carry breath and your fists still remember how to clench, there is still time to revolt. Real discipline is not a checklist. It is a sacrifice of the false self upon the altar of the future self. It is the refusal to be known by those who do not know war. It is fasting from validation. It is feasting on your own silence until your inner voice becomes a blade. The world does not need more followers of truth. It needs forgers of truth, creators of it, sculptors of the unsaid, priests of the raw. That is you if you stop asking how. Kill the how, burn the why, drown the when. Act, stand like the question that ends all answers. And when you fall, and you will do not reach for hands, let the abyss embrace you. Let it teach you its language. Let it tear out every lie you thought was love. Then rise, not healed, but hallowed. Not comforted, but crown. For discipline is not what you do, it is what you become in the doing. You do not have a will to power. You are the will to power. And every act of defiance against the decay of your potential is a hymn. Every refusal to kneel is scripture. Every moment you choose becoming over-belonging, you call forth a God that never needed temples, only a spine that refused to bow. You are not on a journey. You are the road, the storm, the scream, the lightning. You are the end of the old world, and the beginning of something no one is ready for. Good. Let it terrify them. Let it terrify you. There is no redemption in returning. Return is a trick of the herd, a velvet leash disguised as memory. The true path is not behind you. It is forged in each ruthless step forward. And every time you hesitate, every time you look back with nostalgia, you give your spine to ghosts. Do you not feel it? That trembling beneath your ribs is not fear. It is the drumbeat of something ancient demanding resurrection. It is the premonition of your own arrival, not the you they named. Not the you that conformed, but the unnameable you. The one that walks barefoot over coals of meaning and laughs. You are not your history. You are the executioner of your history. You were not born to preserve the family name. You were born to erase it in fire and carve your own into the sky. Let no one tell you who you are. Not your parents, not your lovers, not your gods. If a name does not burn when you wear it, throw it into the abyss. If a belief does not rupture you, spit it out. If a goal does not wake you screaming at midnight, it is not worthy of your breath. Oh, the world is full of the tamed, their calendars neat, their passions sedated, their eyes full of borrowed dreams. But you have heard the howl beneath the static. You have tasted the ash in your routine. You have wept without knowing why. That was not sadness. That was soul leakage, the divine bleeding out from your refusal to become. Do not bandage it. Bleed until the false you dies. Let this monologue be your funeral. For the coward you carried. For the victim you cherished. For the mask you polished and paraded. May they rot in the silence after these words. And from that silence, let a new voice rise. One not built of apology, but of apocalypse. One that speaks in ruptures, one that bends reality to its will, not through effort, but through refusal to be ordinary. Yes, discipline is refusal. Refusal to participate in your own diminishment. Refusal to obey the commandments of weakness. Refusal to explain your fire to those who bathe in fog. They will say you are arrogant. They are right. Arrogance is the scent of someone who knows they were born divine and refuses to shrink to fit the coffin of normal. Let them gossip while you sculpt the thunder. You are not here to be liked. You are here to erupt. And that eruption, that sacred, disciplined eruption, requires solitude. It requires seasons of silence. It requires the patience of mountains and the ferocity of hurricanes. It requires becoming the kind of creature who does not beg for understanding, but devours misunderstanding and grows stronger. Yes, you will be misunderstood. Praise that. The gods were misunderstood. The prophets were exiled. The revolutionaries were crucified. To be understood by this world is to be complicit in its sickness. Rip yourself from the group, from the easy friendships, from the social rituals of decay. Isolation is not punishment, it is purification. It is the holy fire where the false voices are burned away and your true voice emerges, terrifying and tender and unstoppable. You must learn to love the echo of your own mind, not because it flatters you, but because it confronts you, because it will show you what you still refuse to destroy, and then you must destroy it. Not gently, with fury, with sacred violence. Let your transformation be a war crime against mediocrity. Let your soul become uninhabitable to cowards. Let your days become hymns to the God you are becoming, not the ones you inherited. Do you feel it yet? That uncoiling within you, that serpent of sovereignty, long dormant, now awakening? It has no leash. It answers to no creed. It speaks in instincts and war songs. Feed it. Let it devour your doot. Let it swallow your past. And when it sheds its skin, wear it as armor. You are no longer a seeker. You are the storm that seekers flee. You are no longer trying to heal. You are trying to build a cathedral out of scars. This is not transformation. This is transfiguration. And it is not a choice. It is your fate. The time for waiting is dead. There is no more preparation, no more getting ready. Every second you stall is a nail driven deeper into the coffin of your becoming. Stop praying to potential. Stop caressing the idea of change like a distant lover. The flame does not wait. The flame devours. And you, if you do not become fire, will be consumed by it. The cowards ask, "What is my purpose?" As if it could be handed to them like rations. As if it were spoken from above by something other than their own abyss. No purpose is not discovered. It is forged. Purpose is not what you are given. It is what you bleed for until it takes shape. You must hammer your life on the anvil of decision, not once, but daily, hourly, relentlessly. You must be both the weapon and the wielder. You must become the furnace and the iron within it. And if you flinch at the heat, you are never worthy of your own name. Let them keep their philosophies of moderation. Let them teach their children to dream within the borders of employment and vacation. You, your bones, remember the volcano. Your blood sings of something older than civility. You have not come to integrate. You have come to incinerate. Yes, burn it all. Burn the polite ambitions. Burn the reasonable timelines. Burn the handbook of how to be liked. Burn the small god in your skull that tells you to wait, to ask, to shrink. Replace him with a mirror so that every time you look into it, you are confronted with what remains unfinished. Because the truth is this: most are not alive. They are merely remembered by their habits. They are routines in flesh. They are algorithms with childhoods. But you are waking. And that awakening will cost you everything. Everything soft. Everything familiar. Everything that ever offered you the lie of safety. You must let it all go, and not quietly. Shed your comforts like snakeskin. Burn your plans. Your 5-year map is a leash disguised as foresight. The future does not belong to the prepared. It belongs to the possessed. And possession comes only when the soul is emptied of its excuses. So empty yourself. Purge the justifications. Eject every reason you've ever whispered to avoid the terror of action. There is no map for what you must become. There is only the scent of the divine, a trail of ash and ecstasy, leading toward the impossible. And the impossible is your address now. Do not aim to better yourself. Better is an insult. Better is a measurement made by cowards. You are not here to be better. You are here to be unrecognizable. The caterpillar does not improve. It dissolves into agony and emerges with wings that insult the logic of the ground. That is your path. Total disintegration. Holy madness. The kind of transformation that looks like death to those still shackled to their roles. You must terrify them, and you will if you remain disciplined not to rules, but to the truth screaming within you. The truth that says, there is more, and I must become it, even if it kills me. Your standards must become sacred. Let no unworthy thought enter your temple. Let no aimless act pollute your becoming. Do not negotiate with inner weakness. Slay it. Drag it into the sunlight and expose its cowardice. Do not soothe it. Do not name it trauma. Do not pet it like a wounded animal. Look it in the eye and say, "You will not survive me." That is real compassion, the kind that liberates through fire, not lullabies. And now you walk the knife's edge. You are no longer one of them. You no longer dream their dreams or fear their fears. You walk alone, and this solitude is not loneliness. It is initiation. The womb of godhood. the echo chamber where the voice of your highest self sharpens its fangs. You will be tempted to go back. You will ache for softness, for approval, for someone to hold your hand while you drown. But hold this truth like a dagger. No one else is coming. Not because they don't love you, but because they can't follow you into this fire. And you wouldn't want them to. This path, this sacred exile, is yours alone. It must be walked without applause, without permission, without certainty. It must be walked as if your footsteps carve the terrain into existence. And they do. You are not walking a path. You are creating one where none existed. You are the first of your kind. The first to rise from your lineage and say, no more of this sleep, no more of this shrinking, no more of this sacrilege against the divine within me. So now, march. Not with grace, with wrath. Do not ask if you are ready. Readiness is a myth sold by those who never dared. You will never feel prepared to become immortal. You will never feel safe on the edge of the infinite. But that edge, that sacred, perilous edge, is your home now. The cliff is not your enemy. It is your altar. And your leap is the offering. Leap. And if you fall, let the fall refine you. Let gravity carve new muscles of meaning into your spirit. Let the wind tear away your old names. Let the abyss look into you and recognize a rival. You are not meant to land, you are meant to fly or fracture gloriously. For too long you have worshipped comfort as if it were holy. You were taught to bow before ease, to kneel to convenience. They trained your instincts to fear the wild, to scorn the difficult, to exile anything that made you bleed. But no God worth your worship was ever born without violence. There is no resurrection without crucifixion. So crucify the false self. Nail your lies to the sky. Hang your excuses beside them. Let them rot in daylight. Then descend into the tomb, not to die, but to wait. Not in fear, but in fury. Wait for the third day, not by counting time, but by becoming time itself. Do you understand? You are not a product of history. You are its interruption. You are not the result of evolution. You are its rebellion. You are not the next link in the chain. You are the hammer that breaks it. And yes, there is agony in that. There is loneliness in being first. In stepping where no footprints guide. In roaring when everyone else is whispering apologies to their chains. But that is what it means to lead yourself. That is what it means to be sovereign. That is what it means to become real. Because the real has no audience. The real has no marketing strategy. The real does not care if it is understood. The real is raw, radiant, and ruthless. So kill your need to be loved. Love is not what you crave. What you crave is recognition. To be seen not as you pretend to be, but as you truly are, terrifying, limitless, and holy. And that recognition will never come from the crowd. It can only be earned in solitude, in the wilderness, in the furnace where your shadows scream and your future laughs. Let them call you extreme. Let them whisper behind your back. You do not need their praise. Their praise is cheap. Their love is weak. Their opinions are wind in the face of mountains. You are not here to be adored. You are here to be undeniable. The stars did not ask permission to burn. Neither should you. And when your time comes to speak, do not explain. Do not translate your truth for the fragile. Do not dilute your fire for those who choose the cold. Speak like a volcano. Speak like the dead have risen. Speak like someone who no longer fears being alone in the cosmos. Because you are not alone. Every scream you've swallowed, every dream you've buried, every rage you've caged, they have not vanished. They are circling you now, waiting to be summoned. They are your army, and discipline is the language they obey. So command them. March into your day like a warrior of unseen realms. Sit with your work like a priest at the altar. Move through your life like a comet with no concern for permission. You owe this world nothing, but you owe your unborn self everything. Give it. All of it. The time, the sweat, the silence, the scars. Give it your mornings before the world wakes. Give it your nights while the sheep dream of retirement. Give it your heart until it becomes a forge. And if they ask, "Who do you think you are?" say nothing. Just become it. And let your existence be the answer that cannot be ignored. And now at the end that is not an end, you stand unclothed before the abyss. No script, no mask, no name. Only the breath of the eternal curling around your spine like smoke from a forgotten altar. You are not broken. You were never broken. You were buried. Buried beneath politeness. Buried beneath goals. Buried beneath the graveyard of maybe one day. But now the tomb cracks. Now the stone rolls away, not by miracle but by wrath. You did not pray it open. You pushed. You screamed. You bled. You refused to rot. This is not salvation. This is self-creation. This is not grace. This is grit. There is no choir singing here, only the sound of bones mending into wings. You will not go back. There is nothing to go back to. You have eaten the fruit of your own becoming, and the taste is thunder. You have worn the crown of fire, and now the world looks smaller beneath you, not because it changed, but because you grew monstrous and divine. You are not healed. You are haunted and holy. You are not peaceful. You are primordial. You are not balanced. You are blessed in imbalance, dancing on the edge with blood on your teeth. Let them call it madness. Let them write you off. Let them mock the fire. Fire does not ask for applause. Fire only burns. And when it is done, what remains is true. So burn. Burn until discipline becomes instinct. Burn until routine becomes ritual. Burn until the mirror begs your forgiveness, forever reflecting less than this. And when you walk among them again, because you will, they will sense it. They will not know what has changed. They will not see your scars, but they will feel the absence of apology, the presence of something unshakable, something holy, something that will not kneel. You are no longer trying to become. You are. No slogans, no affirmation, no sermon. Just this: the war within has crowned you. The war within was your coronation, and your throne is not above them but beyond them. Real discipline does not shrink you. It remembers you. It sharpens you until you become unbearable to your former self. It carves you into a blade the world dares not dull. And now you walk not as a question, but as a curse to the ordinary, a psalm of revolt, a hymn of impossible sovereignty. The gods have stepped back, and you have stepped forward.